When we define ourselves by our work and what we do, we end up putting an enormous amount of pressure on ourselves, living and dying by the results that we produce, our reputation, or a variety of external circumstances and situations, much of which we can't control. Welcome back to the Nothing Changes Until You Do series, which is inspired by the book called Nothing Changes Until You Do by Mike Robbins. Today we are reading chapter 27, which is titled, Remember That You Are Much More Than What You Do. In her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, Bronnie Ware, who worked for a number of years directly with people who were dying, says one of the main regrets people have at the end of their lives is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. A few weeks ago, I saw a Facebook post from a friend of mine about a friend of his from high school who had died suddenly in an accident. He was just about my age, and as I looked at the posts on his Facebook page, although I didn't know him, I could feel the sadness, love, shock, and gratitude being expressed about him, his life, and his death. As I scrolled through the many photos, posts, and expressions of condolences, I was struck by what a vibrant spirit this man had and moved by all of the photos of parties, gatherings, adventures, and good times. After spending quite a bit of time looking at all of this, I was struck by the fact that I couldn't tell what he did for a living and that no one had mentioned it in any of the posts. Maybe his career wasn't that all important to him, or maybe he hadn't had much professional success in life. Regardless of the circumstances, reading these heartfelt posts and thinking about the sudden death of someone so close to my own age made me stop and think more deeply about who I am and what matters. In many ways, when it's all said and done, what we do is way less important than who we are. And when we can remember that, it gives us a healthy and important perspective about how to live life, engage in work, and focus on what's most important. I'm really resonating with this week's chapter. I think especially with what's going on in my own life about work. And rightfully so. We are taught so heavily that work is so important, what we do, how we sustain ourselves. But one thing that I like to remember and what I hope that you can take away from this is that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do when you open up your eyes is be yourself. I wake up and I'm Bianca. I'm not the podcast host. I'm not the producer. I'm not the baddie. I am Bianca first. And that is the most important thing. That's the start of it all. So again, I hope that this chapter resonates with you, and I hope that you have an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.